Jeddah is the second biggest city of Saudi Arabia, and it's one of the most beautiful cities. It's located on the Red Sea, so it has a different scenery, different vibe.
From an FIA perspective and my perspective, we were involved last year, even before the announcement, with some of the initial planning of the venue and seeing some of the different sites, but ultimately decided on this Jeddah Corniche circuit.
It's a huge job, as you can see, a massive undertaking, but one that the Saudis are embracing wholeheartedly. And again, as you can see from the buildings that are going on around us and the track that's being laid, this is something that is absolutely their passion and absolutely their interest, and they will build a fantastic and phenomenal Formula One circuit here.
There was a wish from the client and even also from the Formula One. They want to have the fastest street circuit ever. So this was the challenge we had at the beginning when we start designing. And of course, you need then fast corners. So also what we have to implement here is the safety of the driver. So Safer Bears, which is a system from from the States, is here on 4 or 5 locations. So that is for fast turns and if you have an impact there. So this is also the challenge to have to make a safe racetrack, which is so fast in a city where you see all the blocks are so close to the racetrack.
I think it's going to be quite exciting and provide a great, interesting challenge, and more than anything, a great spectacle for everyone at home and here that visits the event to see. There will be a couple of areas where we will have some track limit challenges here. We'll see once all of the actual walls are in place, but there will be a couple of areas that we'll be focusing on from that element, but we'll finalise those the week of the event. Once all the infrastructure's in place, and it'll probably be one of those events that we'll refine after free practice on Friday, heading into Saturday. Once, as we know, all the drivers will explore every possible opportunity of gaining an advantage between FP1 and FP2.
When Saudi Arabia came to us and said they wanted a race, there wasn't time to build the full circuit, which one day we will move to a purpose-built circuit. So we looked at various sites, and Jeddah and that particular area of the Corniche was really very attractive to us. But what a project, and it was so good for us to really get involved in the simulation, in making sure we get good overtaking opportunities, making sure we got good, fast, challenging corners. And I really think we're going to be very proud of it, because it's not going to look like a street circuit, and yet it is a street circuit. It's really good to be involved in.
Everything we do in Saudi, if you followed the latest events we've done, is we need to add something new. We need to add a new experience for the viewer, for the drivers, for the fans. Anybody who will come to the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix in Jeddah will feel something different and will find something new. So this is our goal, is to add something to the sport and a new experience.
The first job was, of course, to go out literally to understand this and to make the soil investigation. You have to imagine where we're standing now. 10 years ago, it has been the Red Sea. So we were really looking how can we make it happen to have a 6.1 kilometer racetrack on this soil. And we start digging out and looking for the subsoil and what we can do. So the first things literally we did was a soil improvement.
There's been a lot of planning, a lot of simulation, working together with Formula One, Tilka, who are the circuit engineers here, and obviously Samf, both the promoter and the ASN here in Saudi Arabia, to get this project to where it is now. So, my first visit here was immediately after Bahrain earlier in the year, where it was still very much just starting to clear the site, and to see the progress in such a relatively short period of time is an amazing job.
Comparing now Baku and Jeddah or maybe Monaco, it's like really the time frame, which is really the challenging what we have. I know it's not really that we are directly in the city with all the buildings around, but doing this in 12 months was the main challenge. And this is also the little bit different to Monaco. Monaco is really the buildings are very close to that. Here we have a little more open space. We are directly at the sea. Yeah, we have the Red Sea directly to the racetrack. And yeah, at the end, this is the main challenge is the space and the time frame.
Then we had a massive look to the drainage concept, because the existing infrastructure, we are building a facility in the middle of the city. And when we started, people are living here, residents which have internet, which has power, and so on and so on. And we had to find our way around it. So we had to place a lot of infrastructure into the ground. If it's raining, it's heavily raining, so we had to make sure that we have a good drainage concept. We have over 7.1 kilometer slot drain installed, which is the most modern installation on racetracks. And step by step, we get closer to the asphalt, which is the final result now.
The challenging here is that the space is very tight. Yeah? If you see, the racetrack is more or less a line, like a snake. Yeah? So we are really running out of space here. That was very challenging in the beginning to design a circuit, not only to implement the racetrack, even all the buildings, the Royal Overlook building, what we are doing here, and the team and pit building, the paddock area. Everything is so tight. So this was more or less the main challenge we had. And of course the time. You know, everything is done so quick here. And yeah, these are the two main challenges we had here.
When we talk to the event people, they consider a lot of highlighting the venue itself by having different concepts. We have the Red Sea Strait, which they want to put lights in. We have the lagoon, where we're going to showcase the light itself. We have a pretty different concept on the lighting compared to Singapore, for example. We have lights on the side to give more view on the track itself. And I think the bird view at night, even when you look at this stage of the project to the venue, it looks amazing with the buildings, and it's a lot of surprises for the spectators to be expected. We were looking really to source products close by, so we found in Mecca good aggregates which we're using. We found amazing bitumen, and then we had a couple of mixed designs. We make trial areas with 40 degrees on a daily basis, and it's really challenging. So we have polymer modified bitumen in the asphalt, which helps us to give a long elastic behavior of the asphalt, and we are pretty sure to deliver a really good product.
To do this in 12 months, I believe it's a world record. We never had that before. It's also for us so challenging to do that, and to see it coming up now, it's fantastic. Yeah, I mean, we are close for the race. We still have a lot of work to do, yes, but we will finish it. And now, of course, you get a little bit proud, but you're still very focused that we are able to race on the 3rd of December, the first practice, and yeah.
It's a long track. This is the second longest track, I think, on the calendar. It's one of the quickest. It's going to be average speed of 252 kilometers an hour. This is a massive undertaking. And so coming back to the pride, it's pride. It's if you like, a huge respect for everybody here in Saudi and the team that have built this, that they produce something. And we're going to have a fantastic race here.
They are absolutely going to see something amazingly spectacular, obviously under lights. And it will just be a super fast circuit, the highest number of corners that we've got in any round of the championship. So I think on television, people will be pleasantly surprised with going around. I know a number of the drivers have said, driving it in the simulator already, that it's going to be quite a challenge. And I think operationally will provide its fair share of challenges throughout the race weekend as well.
This is the first circuit where we've really been able to demonstrate what we can do with our new tools. And of course, there's a learning process along the way. So when we finally see it, you know, what will we learn from it? I think the answer is we'll learn so much, because simulation is very sophisticated these days, but it's not 100%. You know, things like how what tarmac and what sort of asphalt and aggregate they actually use in the end. We can make recommendations, but they have to find what they can use locally. And so, big learning process. It's the first time, I would say, a great deal of science has been applied to circuit design, and it's a science that we will develop over the years.
We are in close dialogue with Pirelli to make sure that they're bringing the right tires here to the track, because this, at the end of the day, is really important for the atmosphere during the race, and how many pit stops we're going to have, and so on. And we can expect a really good grip here on this track. We do everything to improve it. It's called a little bit like artificial aging. So we're doing sandblasting to improve the grip. This helps us really, because this is the fastest city track ever. So we have to make sure that the driver is feeling comfortable and safe on the track on the same side.
It's the talk of not the town, it's the talk of the kingdom. Everybody has been waiting for this event to happen in Saudi Arabia. I know a lot of people that they call me from the region, from Europe, from the States, that they told me that we don't want to miss this. What's going on in Saudi Arabia and all the talk and the fuss about the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix and the location, how close is it to the water, and how is it the fastest street circuit. So I think we ticked all the boxes, and I think we made people curious that who don't know Saudi.
Formula One is now viewed by spectators around the world in a different way to what it was 5-10 years ago. We, as you know, have built a lot of restaurants, for example, along the promenade here where we're standing. Those restaurants are places where people can fine dine and watch the race at the same time. So that in itself is a differentiator. A lot of the fan villages, the fan zones as we're calling them, special areas for families and the community to make sure that they embrace this circuit. So all in all, it's a new experience, if you like, and one that we hope we can, if you like, lead the way a little bit for Formula One in the future. It's the first Grand Prix circuit in Saudi Arabia. It's a phenomenal facility, so let's make sure we use it. Let's commercialize it. Let's make sure we have races here in the future. Let's make sure we have it to support our other events such as Dakar. Let's make sure that we are bringing corporate events here, track days, and also community events, cycle races, running races, all of that. So there's a real plethora of events that we can run here at this circuit in the future.
The plan between race 1 and 2, because it's only 3 months, we're going to keep everything, and we're going to use the track for local events. But after race 2, because I think it's we're going to have a year, so it's a street circuit, so everything will be removed, all the temporary structures, buildings, the track equipment, and it's going to be part of the Corniche. And it's for people to come and enjoy and walk and exercise or dine or just watch the sunset. It's a beautiful location, and a lot of the development we did to develop this last undeveloped part of the Corniche, I think people will enjoy it during the race and after the race.
I think my team are going to be immensely proud when we see the cars going around that track, a track that they've been really intimately involved with, and they've worked hard with the construction companies, with the architects, with the circuit designers to really produce something that's different. You know, there's been a lot of lateral thinking going into this, and I'm convinced it's going to be a success, and I think the whole team will be very proud of the work they've done.
People are excited to come to discover this new place. It's like any place you hear about, and you want to go and see it by your eyes. So this is part of the vision. As I said, we are opening up our country to the world. We want the people to come and enjoy the things that we can offer. And with a partner like Formula One, I think we can achieve our goals, both goals. As a Formula One to be in Saudi Arabia, we know Saudi Arabia, it's a very big market for Formula One, for the companies, for the sponsors. So it's a win-win situation for both of us.